Hey guys, this is Sheepmoon34. I'm making another showcase video. Today we're showing you my custom LEGO Avengers Infinity War minifigures and big figures part 3. As you might have noticed, this video has a lot more figures than the past videos because I didn't really have things in order within my plan. And since Infinity War comes out literally next week in I think 6 days or something, yeah, I thought I might as well just cram all into one. What can go wrong? Let's see if anything goes wrong, actually. So because of that, I've limited myself to 40 seconds per figure, no matter the amount of detail or anything. And I divided the figures up into 4 groups, by the Infinity Stones, like the first 4, not these. Blue group, red group, purple group, and yellow group. And I have a list here of the groups. So yeah, this should be interesting, and as I said, I limited myself to 40 seconds per figure, and we'll see how this goes. So yeah, onto blue group. We have Black Dwarf. Now this guy, I'm really proud with how he came out because I molded the head and the things on the side of his head, and the fin on top, and the shoulder thing. I don't know what it's called. The pauldron, I think, is plastic that I cut and bent, and I molded onto it a bit, and I molded onto the arms a bit, and I molded onto the torso, and nothing molded on the back, and I painted all that. And I did some cloth right here for the strap, and this right here, the skirt, I mean a waistcape or whatever, I don't know, is that's paper, and this little gold bit is plastic that I cut and painted gold and glued on there, and the rest is just pretty self-explanatory. I painted all that, and if the eyes are too small on the face, they're supposed to be like that because his eyes are really small in the movie. Okay, on to the next figure, Raccoon. I might update this guy, I'm not sure. Tell me how you like him, because he's probably the worst of all these figures, just saying, to be honest with myself. But I molded on, yeah, you can see I saw some great stuff, so yeah, he's gotta be updated, but I molded on the tail and the belt a little bit, and I molded on toes and the whole head. He was made out of a baby minifigure, which is pretty obvious, and I painted the rest. So yeah, and next up is War Machine. Now this guy, I made this guy and finished him, and I'm super proud of him, but he's based off a Civil War suit, because when I finished him, I didn't have any peaks at all at War Machine and Infinity War, but now that I have him, I know that he's like a completely different suit. But shut up, I really like how this figure came out, and I'm really proud of it, so I don't really want to remake him. And if he dies in this movie, which he kind of does, probably, I'm guessing, yeah, yeah, I think this is a worthy figure to be my last figure of him, my first and last. I molded on the torso, front and back, and I cut up a droid arm and glued it on there, and you can see the gray there, and I painted it black. I molded the shoulder on the other arm and on the front of the torso. This was Lego's torso, and I painted it and all that. I painted all those details, and if I take off the helmet, you can see here that it's the same face that Lego gave him in the Civil War sets, even though it's not accurate at all. I just gave it to him anyway. And yeah, I painted that. Now, on top of the way, the final figure of Blue Group, the Collector. Now, I wasn't expecting to make this figure for this movie. I thought I'd just make him as like a spin-off with his brother from Thor Ragnarok, but I thought I might as well make it for this movie since he's probably gonna die anyway. But yeah, I'm really proud of the torso and stuff. I painted on the black nails on the hands. I painted the shoes on the black legs. But the torso is my favorite part because of all those little details I did. And the little silver dots for a chain, resembling a chain. And the blue stripe, the hair, is pretty self-explanatory. For the cape, I tore up white cotton ball, and I glued it onto a cape that I made out of paper, and I glued that onto him so it wouldn't extend his height or anything, and I also painted around the neck, you can see there. Yeah, and I painted on some black and white details there and there, and yep, that's it for our blue group. Now on to red group. Bucky. Now this figure, along War Machine, I didn't have very many looks at all of him, so I based him off of a Civil War suit, and again, I don't really want to remake him, but I made the arm accurate, so that's cool. But I gave in, and last night, I did a little something as I stall. You can see my Loki here, because you know how his torso is very similar to Loki's torso in the movie. Yeah, but it's not exactly the same. And my prediction is that it's basically he takes it after Loki dies, which is pretty obvious that he dies. So last night I painted on some different details onto Loki's torso, and I made some extra legs, and I made this. It's a bit more accurate, and I painted on the back and all that. The arm isn't accurate at all. I just didn't feel like making another arm. And the legs are, I made them really quick. They aren't entirely accurate. And the torso isn't entirely accurate because, again, it's Loki's and not Bucky's, but they're pretty similar. And yeah, I just painted on the top and the back, and the arm is all that. And yeah, you can make that out. Oh yeah, this is taking longer than I expected. Star-Lord. Basically, the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Star-Lord, I repainted some details on the, on the torso, and I think the legs maybe, and I maybe redid the guns, I remember. But I redid some of the jacket too, and I updated the face a little bit. So yeah, and Bruce Banner, I updated him from Thor Ragnarok. I pretty much just gave him a new head. And I gave him a new hairpiece, which I did with multiple grays and blacks. And yeah, like how that came out. And Scarlet Witch. This is probably one of my least favorite out of these figures, along with Rocket. Because the torso, it's fine, but it's covered up a lot. The head, I didn't do anything with that, but it's scratched up. That's why you can see, like, the lip is messed up. The hair, I didn't do anything to the hair. The trench coat is my least favorite part because it's made out of paper, and I painted my own color, and now my own color doesn't match Lego's red color, so it just looks kind of weird. But yeah, and I painted on her boots and little bits on the arms, and yeah, it just doesn't look very good. So I'm probably, if she doesn't die in Infinity War, I'm probably just gonna remake her after that. But if she does die, what's the point? Now on to Purple Group. Alright, Purple Group, starting with Teenage Groot, probably my favorite figure out of all of these that I made just recently. I molded on the torso, the arms, the legs, back of the torso. I molded on a little bit on the head, and I painted all of those, like the face. I had a poll on Instagram about the face, like whether you guys liked it. Well, about the whole figure. And people said that they loved the body, but they hate the face, so I redid the face with the eyes and the eyebrows and the mouth. I think it turned out pretty good, and I did some black details there. And the torso, I molded all that, and it works pretty well. He can move his legs up and down pretty well. Yep, and I also, for some extra detail, I made his Game Boy out of 1x2 smooth tile, and I painted on all the details. I sanded the top there, and it's kind of messy, but whatever. It's pretty junky anyway in the movie, so yeah. I really liked the eyes and how they turned out with the brown. I really think I captured his face pretty well, and I also molded on all the stuff on the head and all that, and you can see on the arms. I'm just really proud of this figure. I don't know what I just dropped, but yeah. Next one, I'm pretty proud of her too, but she's pretty simple, so there's not very much to say. Torso, arm, legs. I painted all that in the back of the head. I mean, on the back of the torso, and I molded on those horns on the head, and all those. I painted all that face and all that, and I sanded the hair a little bit over here because I molded on a shoulder piece, and molded on fin on the back of her arm. I painted all of that. The only thing inaccurate about this figure is the staff, which I didn't do anything with. I just gave her a golden staff because I didn't have enough time to build her like knife thing. But she's probably gonna die in the movie just like she does in comics, so yeah, what's the point with that? Yeah, Black Panther. This guy, I updated his torso, and I think that's it for the torso. And I updated his cowl. I redid the entire thing from Black Panther. So that's pretty much it. And I added his eyes because I did a poll on Twitter where I just wanted his eyes to be revealed or covered up by the silver, because I originally had the silver, but you guys voted for eyes. So yeah, I did the eyes, and I think it turned out pretty well. Based off of my Black Panther one. And now, everything mod. This guy's completely finished, but I thought I might as well show him. And the arms, I didn't put the hands in all the way because he has some skinny lower arms and his arms are longer. So I glued those in, not all the way in. And I painted black there, and I painted on some blue in the torso. And these waist cape parts are made of cloth. And the back. Now the head, I'm going to redo that in the next update video, where I show off Falcon, who is another figure that I didn't finish in time, because his wings haven't come in the mail yet. But yeah, now I'm going to take off these things on the bottoms of the legs, because I did that because he is taller than normal figures in the movie, but it just looks like he has some big ass shoes on, so yeah, it doesn't look very good. And now, the final group, if I can get it off. Yellow group. So, Thanos. I molded. This was originally the Cold Obsidian big figure. I molded all of the stuff that would seem molded. The Infinity Gauntlet, the knee pads, all that. I'm not gonna say it all. And the waistcapes, as you can imagine, are paper that I painted, and I painted on all the other details you see there. And the face, you guys don't like the face. It looks scared, but that's because it's really kind of hard to see the eyebrows that I painted in there. But the eyebrows do make up an angry facial expression. I didn't paint on any details in the Infinity Gauntlet because I marked them all in the mold, which looks a lot better than if I was to paint all that on. And I molded in the Infinity stones or gems, whatever the hell you want to call it. Because originally I was going to take a bar piece, if I have one, no I don't, and stick them in there, and you can see in my Instagram posts, two of my Instagram posts for my whip with WIPs, that I did have spaces in there, but I just didn't fit, and they would fall out and stuff, so I just ended up molding them in and painting the stones, and I think it looks pretty good. And I painted the arms, and the back, you see there. And I wanted to make him armored Thanos because he looks a hell of a lot cooler than his, or the way he does in this movie. And I think that's what really matters. And Cap, I repainted his beard. I updated this guy yet again, and I painted his beard dark brown. And that's it for him. And Black Widow, I forgot to show this in the last video, but I updated her. I painted her vest of olive green, which is in the movie. Shut up if it's gray, you're retarded. It is olive green, as you can see in the pictures and stuff. And finally, Baku. I'm gonna put this guy with my Black Panther figures because he isn't any different from where he shows up in Black Panther. I love him in Black Panther. That's originally why I was gonna make him, but yeah, I used natural materials for a skirt, but he can't move his legs. And just like the collector with the cloth piece, I tore it up and I glued it all around and on the back and stuff. And I painted all the details. You see there, I molded on the chest, a little bit on the staff thingy, his shoulder pads, the things covered in fur on his arms, and yeah, I painted all that. I used the Lego Ninjago movie Zane hairpiece, and I smudged some brown on top for those highlights that he has. And I painted all those, the orange fading, and the black lines. And I was going to mold the the knee pads, but apparently, as you can see, the skirt was too long, and I think it looks fine the way it is, and it works. Yeah, I really hope it doesn't die in Infinity War, but it would make sense if we did. But yeah, as you can see, the Hulkbuster back there, no real reason for it to be back there, and then to remind me that I was such a failure, and that I didn't finish it, but I just couldn't find another build. I had a really good idea for a build, as you can see, because the legs are done, and the torso had a base, but I couldn't fit a figure in there, and you guys really wanted a figure in there, and I didn't finish the arms, and then the pieces for the arms, And the head, I have no way I'm going to attach that head. So eventually I just decided I was just going to get that Funko Pop one and just stick it in there with the rest of my crap. Because it is the accurate size. I mean, the Hulkbuster is slightly taller in this movie. And the Funko Pop is a little taller than the accurate size, but it works. And I don't have to paint anything on it, and it works, so yeah, shut up. But that's pretty much it for my all my Infinity War figures. Yeah, as I just throw them back in here. No idea if that was the order originally, but yeah. I really hope you guys enjoyed these figures. I sure did, especially the ones I call good. Those are the funnest to make. I know that word, so yeah, shut up. But my next video is going to be either my Deadpool video, or my Han Solo video, or just Solo, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, and I'll see you all later. Bye.